In sports, the scoreboard doesn't tell the full story, but Netflix does. Stories about dads who happen to be world-class quarterbacks and a battle for the heart, soul, and direction of the multi-billion-dollar business of F1. Whether you're a diehard fan or you're brand new, Netflix has the stories for every type of fan. You can watch these incredible sports stories like Quarterback, F1 Drive to Survive, Untold, and many more now on Netflix.
Hello and welcome to a new podcast, The Paddock and the Pavilion with Stephen Wallace. In each show, Stephen will interview someone connected to the world of horse racing or cricket.
Hello everyone. On today's podcast, I'm delighted to welcome back Northants Academy player George Gowler. You must be feeling good, George, today after having fielded in the county championship match yesterday at Northampton.
Yeah, it was a really good experience for me. And I just had a really good day yesterday, and it wasn't too bad. It got cut short, but we got the batting point that we needed.
This was against Kent, wasn't it? How did it come about? You were 12th man in this match, were you?
Yeah. So Rip's the first team coach. He wanted some academy players for the first championship game, and the sheet came through because there was some first team training sessions as well before. And the sheet came through, and there was 4 of us, and I did day 4, and there was 3 others that did the other 3 days.
Oh, it's a good idea to get you involved in a sort of professional environment.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and it's a really good experience, and it's just a lot to take out of it.
How long were you on the field for?
So Rob Keogh, he slid in to get the batting point. So they needed 1 off the last ball with the 110th over to get the batting point, and he slid in and he grazed his legs. So he just wanted 10 minutes to patch them up at the start of the second innings. So I just went on for 10 minutes. It was about 5 overs.
And how cold was it yesterday? Because we had snow about it. We had hail showers here yesterday.
Yeah, when the sun came out, it wasn't too bad. I played on Saturday and it was Baltic, it was freezing. But when the sun came out yesterday, it wasn't too bad. I actually sat outside for a bit, watching the game until it got really cold and just went inside.
Because I know your dad was watching in a box, I think, so he wasn't cold.
No, he got to go inside one of the boxes in the indoor school, and he loved it.
I bet he did, being looked after. And yeah. When you were fielding, Zach Crawley, the England player, was batting at the same time for Kent, wasn't he? Yeah.
So Ben Sanderson, he got a wicket with his first ball, and then Crawley came out to bat. He hit a few nice 4s, one straight down the ground. It was really nice. And I was just clapping the bowler, and then I ended up just clapping the drive because it was just so nice from Crawley. But it was amazing to just be out there. It was one experience.
It must have been a dream having, like we all done when we were younger, for me a few years back, but when you're in the garden playing for your brother, dreaming of playing in a test match and you actually got out there to play in a first-class match yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, luckily the ball only came to me once, but it was still a good experience to get out there. And just to be out there with the first team.
And what was it like being in the dressing room with professional players?
So I'd actually been to a few of the first team training sessions before, so I actually knew some of the lads, and they know me. And they're really nice guys. And because of COVID, we're actually spread across the dressing rooms. So I was in the away dressing room at the time with a few lads like Ben Curran, and I was just chatting away. Ricardo Vasconcelos, he's a really nice guy. I was chatting to him all day because he batted the day before. So I was just chatting to him whilst Kia was batting.
Yeah, it must help take off some edge and nerves when you actually play for second teams and go on the field like you did yesterday.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I wasn't too nervous just because I'd been around them all day. I've been around them whilst they're batting, but it would have been a bit dodgy if I dropped a catch or something, and then the nerves would have racked up.
Well, I hope you didn't do that. So it'll hopefully inspire you for the future to want to be in that sort of environment.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was speaking to Dad about that. He just asked the big questions like being around them. Is that something you'd like to do? And I was like, yeah, definitely.
Right. We just go back to when we last spoke. It was in January, and you were just about to join the academy and start netting. How has it been going for you?
It's been really hard work just because we missed 2 months of training, November and December. So they've really upped the intensity, especially with the workloads and the bulk of running and fitness sessions and gym sessions. So I've been training twice a week. I've had a 6-hour session and a 4-hour session, and it's been really intense, but really good work. And I think I've progressed a lot.
So when you first went back after Christmas, were you sort of running off Christmas puddings and things like that?
Yeah, it was a bit dodgy. You could see by the results that they weren't up to the standards I really wanted them to. And the recent results are just compared to them, and it's just a massive increase.
What's the structure to your day when you go there? Have you got sort of set times when you do things? What days do you go? What days do you go?
So it started off Wednesdays and Sundays, and now it's gone to Wednesdays and Fridays. So the structure is basically they send out the timetable, and you have a bowling session, a batting session, a fielding session, and a gym session. And most of the sessions have been like that. There's been a couple where the psychologist has been in. One of the ones was we had the bowling machine at 9 miles an hour. It was firing bouncers at us, and we just had to face as many balls as we can and then talk about it to the psychologist. Had like heart rate monitors on, and that was really interesting. But yeah, mostly it's just been in blocks of bowling, batting, fielding, and a gym session.
I was going to say, do you do a lot of weights in the gym?
Yeah, so we have specific programs. So don't want to get into the details, but there's different types of movements where you can control the movement, and you can push the movement. So it's just about working all the muscles and getting the right ones you need for me as a fast bowler.
Looks like it's really tailored to what you're hoping to be, which is a fast bowler. Do you also have the what they all call the bleep test? Are you doing that as well?
Yeah, so we had the yo-yo test. That was on the testing day in January, and I've just done one recently. I've definitely improved in that, but it's definitely hard work. It's really hard. It's a tough test, that one.
And for what you're saying, do they keep monitoring how you're doing with all the tests, so you're getting regular data on everything?
So obviously we had a baseline test in January, and we've had one recently, it was 2 weeks ago, and then we've got one at the end of the summer. They're just testing days where we do like jumps to do leg power, height and weight, and just all different tests to see how we're doing and how we've progressed.
Looks like they keep a close eye on you then. So do they also talk about what you should eat and things like that, and diet, that sort of thing?
So we've had Zoom sessions, had about 4 or 5 discussing dietary requirements and stuff you should eat, stuff you shouldn't eat. Actually, we had a session on gambling, which was interesting. And we've got one today about anti-doping. So we have all different Zoom meetings with different ideas.
Oh, that's certainly is a very good grounding on lots of things and what you're saying there. And do you feel so much fitter and stronger from all the sessions you've had?
Yes, definitely. For me, I can just see my improvement. We do skin folds, which is like how much it's like fat to muscle. And mine's just been really good for me. It's gone up for me, which is good because I didn't have much fat on me. And it's actually the fact that it's gone up by a certain amount compared to my weight means that it's been muscle that I've been putting on. So that's good.
And presumably now with practice, you've moved from nets out from inside to outside.
Yeah, so for about a month now, I've been doing outdoor sessions, but I'm not really sure what's happening from now on. I'm sure we'll go outside until it gets dark because they want to do later sessions on Wednesdays and Fridays because of school. So they want to, I think it's going to be 4 till 8, but I'm not really sure how it's going to go. But the last few have definitely been outside.
And what about, you talked then about school. How have you been able to manage your schoolwork at Wisbech Grammar? You haven't been relying on any homeschooling from Dad anymore, have you? No. That's a joke.
Yeah. Well, it's been all right because obviously it's been Easter, so I don't think to do over Easter. When I go back, I've worked it out. I miss about 3 lessons, and luckily they record the lessons because of online working and stuff, so I can just watch them over and hopefully catch up pretty easily.
Well, it's good to hear it's not affecting your schooling. So, and matches wise, I know you played a couple of friendlies for Wisbech, but have you played any games for the academy yet? Have they had any friendlies?
So I've got a friendly on Saturday against Overston Cricket Club, and that's the first game for Northampton for the academy.
But you have played a couple of outdoor games for Wisbech, which against, is it Downham and Peterborough, that they must have been quite cold matches to play in.
Very cold. The hand warmers were out. We had plenty of layers on, especially because you can't go inside the dressing room. You have to stay outside the whole time. So when you're waiting, when you're batting, when you're waiting there, it gets really cold.
Yeah, because you're still cleaning the ball, and so you be changed when you get there, or changing your car or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And how do you think you've bowled in those 2 games?
It's been a bit rusty, but I picked up a couple of wickets. I think the fact that I trained over winter has definitely paid off compared to some of the others. But the Downham game was really close. I think we could have won that one. It was 2 runs in it. The Peterborough game, I think, including me, we were just a bit off with our bowling areas. We just could have been more consistent.
Yeah, regarding your fitness, I heard from James Williams only a couple of weeks ago, and he said how fit some players were compared to others. So I think you'd be in the bracket of player that was fit compared to perhaps James on that particular day.
Yeah, nice.
And I've actually been in contact with one of your coaches, Luke Swan.
We picked George up on a program called the Junior Centre of Excellence, going back in 2019 now, I think it was. It was on a recommendation from some guys over in Cambridgeshire, and we got him in, and just obviously the first thing that really stood out about George, even when he was that age, was his attributes. He's very tall, long-levered. He was very raw at that point in terms of his action and his process. But another thing that stood out about him was his capacity to learn, really, and to take things on board. And that was very evident from the start, with little things that we worked on with him, with his action and just in general. And he really did progress quite quickly. And then in sort of between now and then, we signed him to our emerging player program, which is the program that sits just below the academy. And he had a really, really good first winter on that program. He worked very closely with Phil Rowe, who was our bowling coach and assistant first team coach at the time, and made really good progress for that winter. Also grew, as he has done consistently. Got taller, got bigger, got stronger. Did some really good stuff around his strength and conditioning, which helped him out a lot. He's just made very good progress, really, all the way through up until the present. And now, I mean, you're looking at. I mean, I don't know. He must be 6'3" now. He's got to be. You're looking at a lad there who bowls good pace. He hits good areas. He's developing a very good understanding of his role and what what he's about and what his game's about. And he's very exciting. there's no doubt he's very exciting. The raw attributes he's got, coupled with what we've just spoken about in terms of his awareness of what he's trying to achieve, that's really quite exciting. And he'll feature in the academy fixtures this year, some under-19 fixtures as well that we run in multi-day format. We've got high hopes for him. He's a good prospect, and he's a really, really nice lad with us as well, which does make a difference. He's a pleasure to have in the environment. Like I said, 6'3", 16, 17-year-old fast bowler. He's exciting.
But what are your final thoughts on how the academy, how the schooling's been going, and the new season ahead?
This is my first year in the academy. It's been really good. It's been much more than expected. Northampton is a really great academy. They make you feel involved. I think I'm progressing a lot with my cricket. The fact that I played yesterday, I'm doing a lot of stuff with the first team. It's been really good, and I'm looking forward to the season. Hopefully, hitting some of them targets and playing some second team cricket or just taking plenty of wickets.
Yeah, going back actually to the first 11, have you bowled to any of the first team players in the nets as well?
Yeah, I've been doing quite a few sessions with them. Just bowling the nets, just have certain slots to come in and bowl at them.
And do you get videoed on a lot in the nets to see, the mechanics of your bowling?
We do a video analysis quite a lot, just to see how we can progress and what weaknesses and strengths, and just analysing and progressing, improving.
Right. Well, thank you very much again for being on the Paddock and the Pavilion, and the very best of luck for you for the new season ahead. And hopefully I'll be able to pop down and see you during the summer.
Yeah. Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you for listening to the Paddock and the Pavilion. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and now on Instagram @the Pad and Pad. Don't forget, if you like the show, please do leave us a rating and review.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
Feel the whoa with Listerine at BJ's. You can save $2.50 now on Listerine products like Total Care Anti-Cavity Fluoride Fresh Mint Mouthwash or Cool Mint Pocket Packs Fresh Breath Strips at your nearest BJ's location. Experience the feeling of a million germs zapped in seconds with Listerine. Discount available through December 24th. Save now only at BJ's.